After a year of rising interest rates with no respite in sight, it's clear to see that a recession is around the corner. So I thought I would share some simple tricks to save a little bit of money. Number 1. Use plug-in fans instead of air conditioning to deal with rising energy costs. Using air conditioning has become incredibly costly, especially if you live in Europe or Southern California. These rising energy costs will really get to you, and this will save you a lot of money in the long run. Number 2. If you still pay for a cable subscription, one alternative you could consider is using a TV antenna instead. It's okay if you live in the city, but be warned, it's not so good in rural places, so you might have to stick with cable. Number 3. Try cutting your own hair. This is a daunting proposition for most people, like me, who really have no confidence in their own haircutting abilities and think you're going to walk around looking stupid. But it's actually not as hard as you think. You'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. You can actually pull off a pretty good cut, essentially for the price of clippers, for the rest of your life. This is a real saving opportunity. I've been doing this for a few years now, and I have to say, savings really do add up. Getting a fade every 2 weeks, that cost me a lot. Number 4, managing subscriptions. There's one way that a lot of people end up losing a lot of money, and that's through unchecked subscriptions. It's so easy to burn up to $100 a month just maintaining numerous subscriptions that you don't even use most of the time. It's fair to say that I only even really use 2 of my subscription services, like Spotify or Netflix. Do I really need to keep an HBO Max, Hulu, Amazon Prime account going at the same time? Probably not. What I would recommend is reducing the amount of your subscriptions to the absolute minimum. An easy way to do this is just to consolidate your accounts and keep one per type. I like to just keep Netflix for streaming content. Yes, I am aware that Netflix doesn't have everything and their selection isn't what it used to be, but it's probably the best bang for your buck you can get. I'd also recommend investing in a YouTube Premium account. And this isn't just for YouTube videos. This can replace your music streaming services for a fraction of the price because it also covers the entire library of YouTube music. Number 5, pay down your debt or limit your debt. I know, this is a very easy thing to say and a very hard thing to do. But especially in this high interest rate environment, it's critical to reduce the amount of debt that you have because your payments on that debt are getting more and more expensive with every passing day. Don't buy any cars on financing. Buy them outright if you can. That might mean going for a bit of a junker, but trust me, you do not want to be paying back a loan right now. In fact, you do not want to be making any sort of interest payments in this current environment at all. Number 6, check out your public library, especially when it comes to audiobooks. I used to be an avid Audible user, but I realized that most public libraries have a system or an app in which they let you download audiobooks for free. There's really no reason to use Audible and to shell out for these expensive audiobooks anymore. So go on down and see what they have to offer. The library is one of the best free resources available to you. Number 7, make your coffee at home. Okay, I hear you. Every financial advice video tells you this, but it's a cliche for a reason. Drinking instant coffee at home only costs you 10 cents a cup, and everything you might need to make it fits in your desk at work. It might not seem like the $4.50 you shell out for coffee every single day is that much, but that is a luxury you think you just deserve and can't go without. But trust me, over the course of a year, or even a month, that adds up to a huge amount of money. Just give it a go for a week, and see how much you save. See how much hassle it adds to your schedule. Number 8, be aware of your finances. This sounds really simple, but it's a big step for a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, for people who simply just don't want to look at their balance. It's going to upset them and remind them of the current state of affairs. This is a mentality that you have to get out of. I would recommend waking up every morning and checking your bank account first thing. That way, you're aware of how much you have, how much you can spend, and how to fix the problem that you have. It keeps you focused on the problem and ready to deal with it. I also recommend downloading some personal finance apps like Mint Mobile or You Need a Budget, which will link to your bank account. Using these apps will help you visualize where your money's going, what's costing you too much, and where you can save some more. Number 9, buy used. I've been buying used and refurbished goods for my entire life. I think a lot of people get caught up on a point of personal pride that they're buying things that are new and they don't want secondhand goods. But these items are really perfectly fine and they're marked down. You get the same experience for less money. For example, I'd recommend maybe picking up an older used ThinkPad instead of a brand new laptop. These things are bulletproof. They're going to keep on working forever and you'll pay a fraction of the price. And finally, for number 10, I'm going to end it with an old school tip. Number 10, the brick in the toilet tank. Now this might sound crazy to some people, but the way your toilet tank knows to stop draining water is by the water level, and you can easily displace the water level by putting a brick in the tank, making the toilet think that it's more full than it is. The amount of water that your toilet will fill up is actually unnecessary and a waste of money. By doing this, you will save a significant amount of money throughout the year just on water not refilling it all the way to the brim every single time you use the toilet. And this is truly passive. Once you just put it in there, you can forget about it and the savings will roll in. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and learned something from these tips. I think you are now ready to weather the coming financial storm. But please, never stop educating yourself and improving your financial literacy.